Morning.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Trying to get some headphones.
Hi, ladies.
Hi, Stacy. How are you?
Very scared.
Pretty good. Sorry, trying to plug in my computer. Sounds like somebody's not happy.
Gotta love bedtime.
Yep.
Okay. Sorry.
That's okay.
Do we know if Rachel's gonna show up or not?
I don't. She texted me earlier in the day, telling me she got to Houston and was flying out to Costa Rica soon. But we finally met in person yesterday, which was kind of fun. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, and she was very nice. She brought me dinner, or I guess
Awesome.
lunch.
Oh,
Yeah, she's like, I have ratatouille was what she brought me. She's like, I have some ratatouille and a muffin I made for you. And I'm like, okay, cool. Worked out for me because I had been at church and hadn't eaten all day, so it was great.
Hey, that is awesome.
Ratatouille? Did she make that? That's hard to make.
Yeah, she made it. It was homemade. It was
Wow.
good too.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, so it was fun. And when we talked a little bit yesterday, she's like, I might make it there in time, but like I guess her place she's going isn't right close to the airport. So even after she lands, it's a decent sized drive. So she's like, just start without me. I'm like, okay. So she may join us. I told her to just take a break and not join us.
I know, I wouldn't.
I know, I'd be like, see you guys.
So true.
I think I would get the homework done ahead of time and just be like, sorry, I'm going to lose some points for this. But I'm going to
I just
Rica,
check
sorry.
out. And then, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Do you know if she's heard from the teacher at all about our project?
She didn't say anything about it, so I'm assuming she hasn't yet. Yeah, but she said she would try to be on Wednesday, definitely. So, so hopefully she'll have some word for us by then, I would hope. So, yeah, and like the next part, I'm trying to remember, is the gathering the data due on the 25th?
Yeah.
I know there's something new on the 25th or 26th. Is it the one I'm in charge of, or is it just turning in the data?
It probably is
probably
just
check
turning
that.
the data in. But I mean, I would think the moment we get it approved, it's not going to be hard to do. So
Yeah, the data itself shouldn't be hard to do. Like it should be interesting to see, because I think I have the one of, and the words are escaping me right now. Oh, describe the data
okay.
is the next like big one due, and I'll probably need help for that because I'm like, I don't know. It looks like data.
Well, let's shoot for getting all like the data collected by the end of this week, so that then at the beginning of next week we can like do all of that and like, because I don't want to do it around Thanksgiving. Like that's just
Me either. It's one of those. Even though I'm not going out of town, that's not how I want to spend my holiday. So yeah,
like that's a holiday. Not have to do anything.
Right.
Do you guys already have your Skittle packages? Can I just make sure that I got the right thing?
Sure. Yeah, I got mine, but Maria brought them to me actually. I mean, not Maria, Rachel brought them to me.
Like,
Wrong person.
Wow.
I knew who I meant.
You're welcome. No, I actually haven't got them yet, but.
Yeah, I had trouble finding them. So she had a package that was extra big and just gave me half of them.
Okay. Well, I'm just worried that I got the wrong thing since everybody's having a hard time finding them.
Yeah. So what did you get? Do you have them there with you by chance?
Well, like they're just the Halloween. So I got a package of like a big package and they're the little ones.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's like a big package with a bunch of little ones.
Yeah.
The only thing to be careful is there were, my nephew gave me some Skittles the other day, and it was this little packet, but it was orange and it had different flavors than the regular.
Oh.
So you might want to check to make sure that they're regular flavors. Like it should be the red package, not any other color, because the other colors might be different flavors.
Okay. I don't think it was, but it was on sale in like the Halloween section. So yeah, I'll double check.
I would think as long as it's still the red package, you should be good.
Okay. I'll just open them and make sure I got the right thing.
Okay.
Because on the news today, they did a study on Skittles. And I'm going to email it to you guys. Yeah. And like the party packages, they did like the study on Skittles, and their conclusion was like they made this conclusion about how there's always more yellow ones in the big, huge packages. And they like talked to the manufacturers about why and everything, and I thought it was really interesting.
Interesting.
Awesome.
Huh. See, I would be happy about that. Those are my favorite.
You would, I know. I'm like, what about the red and the purple, huh?
I know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those. I was almost tempted to say, let's change our study to say, you know, like comparing the color groups or something of there's always more red and purple than there are yellow and orange or whatever, but that just gets more complicated. So
yeah,
we'll keep it the way it is.
No, seriously though. I think it's true.
All right. Should we get a prayer started and then get started?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who would like to pray?
I can.
Okay, thanks.
Our dear Heavenly Father, we're so grateful to be here as a group, and we're grateful to be able to go over the material from this lesson. Please help us that we'll be able to communicate clearly, and that we'll be able to understand the material, and that we'll be able to work together and understand what the questions are asking. And please us that we'll be able to have thy spirit with us, and please us that Rachel will be safe and that she will be able to have a good time in Costa Rica. And we love thee very much. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen.
Amen.
Not sure how you could not have a good time in Costa Rica, but
I know, I'm like, I guess things could go wrong, but generally I think it's probably going to be a good time either way.
Yeah. Are we, is it recording?
I think so. I'm pretty sure I did it correctly.
I was just wondering.
Then I'm really sorry. Because she was trying to explain it to me, but I didn't have my computer out, and I was kind of in a hurry at that point. And but last night I sat down and I called in from my computer, and then I called in from a different ID I have on my phone, and it recorded it. So I'm pretty sure I did it right, because I did it the same way I did it last night. So
perfect.
Hopefully we're all good.
Sounds good to me.
I'm going to grab a piece of paper. I had to run into my room because my kids are still awake, and Grandpa came into town tonight. So they're really excited.
Fun.
Yeah, they're never going down now.
Yeah, it's one of those, forget it.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Gotta love grandparents.
I know. But especially Grandpa.
Yeah.
At least Grandma tries to put him to sleep. Grandpa tries to keep him awake.
Yeah, it's funny because my nieces and nephews call my dad Papa, and they run in and they'll be like, Papa, Papa, Papa. And, you know, my mom, who's Grammy, is like, hi, come and try to give me a hug. And they're just kind of ignoring her completely. I'm like, oh, that's just sad.
Yep, they want Grandma when they want food or...
Yeah, exactly. They'll go to my mom when they want food or, you know, comfort kind of thing.
Hugs.
Hugs. But if they want to play, they want Papa.
Yep.
It's like, okay. Cracks me up every time. But the thing is, my dad loves it. Like, that's when I've seen him the most excited, is when the kids are all excited to see him. So
yeah, he eats it up.
Yeah. And, you know, he's a very, like, quiet, doesn't say anything kind of guy. And so to see him, like, eat up the attention is just fun. So
that is for cool.
All right. I should get back on task. So the meeting quiz.
It's long.
Oh, really? I was assuming it would be short because I was like, there's not really that much new stuff.
Well, there's 20 questions. So maybe it's
wow.
Maybe it's
just little bits and pieces.
Well, maybe they just want to get repetition in or something. I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
If it's anything
All
like
right.
homework, it shouldn't be bad.
Shouldn't be bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. I guess I'll start reading the first one. I'm going to skip the top stuff, but information. For the next 9 questions, we will review the PTC tasting study with different data. Out of 70 females in the sample, 52 can taste PTC. I'm going to have trouble with that every time. Out of 59 males in the study, 42 can taste it. Please use the data presented here. Let P1 be the proportion of females in the population who can taste it, and let P2 be the proportion of males in the population who can taste it. The research question for this study is given here. Is the proportion of females who can taste PTC different from the proportion of males who can taste PTC? All right. So question 3, use the data in the table to find P hat 1. Let's see. So 1 is the female, right?
And
so
I think the best way to do this is through the Excel thing that we got last time.
Oh, yeah, I need to bring that up.
Yeah, that helped my homeworks go so much faster at the end of the week.
Yeah, I know. I was like, why have we not had something like this much earlier?
I showed it to my husband, and he was like, oh my gosh. I spent so long explaining everything to you.
It's so true.
At least that means you understand it, right? If you have to figure it out the other way first.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you guys can get that pulled up, it gives us the answer.
Okay. I'm working on it here. Okay, so X1 is going to be the 52 women who could taste it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And 1 is the, I keep looking in the wrong direction, is the 70. 2. And then it said is not equal, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where did you put the 70?
So N1 is the 70 because that's the number of females that were tested.
Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, what did I do wrong?
What happened?
Did you get 0.729?
For the P hat 1?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got 0.743.
Me too.
Okay.
So it sounds like you might have one number in there wrong somehow.
Yeah. I'll go over it again. Okay, I got it.
Work that time?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And then the next one is the P hat 2, which should be right next to it. And I got 0.712.
Yep, I got that one.
Okay. That's what I got.
All right. Somebody want to read the next question?
Yeah, I can. Which set of hypotheses is appropriate for addressing the research question?
Let's see.
I think it's the first one.
I do too.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me. They always confuse me when they start mixing their P's and their P hats. Like, I literally, like, this last Friday, I had off work for Veterans Day, and I sat and stared at statistics stuff for like 6 hours.
Oh no.
And like because I was so confused on when you use P and when you use P hat. Like, I swear that was my entire problem. I think I've got it now, but who knows?
I have the same issue.
Yeah, and then it doesn't help that there's also the P value, and there's just way too many things labeled P.
Yeah.
No, it's so true though.
All right.
Can I just ask?
We're all good with the first one then?
Yeah, why wouldn't it be the last one? Because
the alternate hypothesis should include the same variables that the null hypothesis does, basically. Because see how the null in the last one is just P, and then the alternate is P hat?
Okay.
Those are two totally different. That's like comparing apples to oranges.
Yeah.
Sort of. I don't know.
I don't know why. Okay.
No. Yeah, and yeah, I mean, because in the videos that he was doing, like the review, he gave examples for each category. Like, he just wrote out like what it would look like, and none of them had P hat in it. Like,
oh, okay.
They all had P, but yeah, like Stacy said too, the P's, like, they have to be the same, because yeah, like, that's you have to show what you're comparing. So.
Yeah. Okay. I'll read the next one.
Okay.
Create a 90% confidence interval for P1 minus P2. Input your answer for the point estimate, margin of error, lower bound, and upper bound. Number 6. What is the point estimate for this 95% confidence interval?
So the point estimate, isn't that P hat? Yeah, P hat 1 minus P hat 2, maybe? Hold on, let me look.
You just looking in the textbook, because I can help.
Yeah, and actually, again, with the cheat sheet that we basically have with the Excel spreadsheet, it's on there already, because that's the 2-portion z-test, and it has confidence interval for P1 minus P2. It's listed right there. That's why I totally feel like I'm cheating when I use that. I'm like, oh, the answers are right there. You just have to know which ones to pick.
So is this the point estimate where you subtract then?
That's a good question, because what is the point? Oh, the point estimate, isn't that just Z? Or am I mixing up my terms again?
No, yeah, I was like, it's not Z. Hold on one second.
It's not Z.
Because
sometimes they call Z something else.
Yeah, so I do remember this one. Where did I see it? It's in one of the, because your point estimate's not, so the confidence interval, the confidence interval that's P1 minus P2, those two numbers, those are just our confidence intervals, but that's not like the point estimate, because then when you do that equation, then you figure out the margin of error, but the margin of error and the point estimate are different. Does that make any sense? So, well, because it says P1 minus P2, but I just did it, and that answer is nowhere. Does that make sense? So, like, I did, yeah. I remember this. Hold on.
95% confidence interval for P1 minus P2.
Yeah, but see, those are the that's how you get the margin of error. So I think it's saying that, but those two answers are the point estimate is what's, I'm not sure exactly, but I want to say I read somewhere that it's P hat minus 1 minus. Where did I see it though? Yeah, because the X, so in like one of the previous lessons when I was making my, before I knew that there already was a thing that showed you what everything was, it said that the point estimate was the X bar, which is like...
Same as the P hat, right?
Yeah, see, that's what I'm like, I think that's the comparison. And so...
I think I see what you're saying.
To get the X bar, I want to say it was like, dang it, what was it? It was something 1 minus 2. Not that helps any, but. It's not going to help me if I can't see it. Okay, I can't. Well, I was like, I think I can find some examples, but even then, like, because I know that those ones under those numbers, the confidence interval, those are for your margin of error. That's not the same thing as the point estimate. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does make sense. Yeah.
So this says the point estimate is the average of the confidence interval limits. So P hat okay, so use the given confidence interval limits to find the point estimate and the margin of error. So in this example, sorry, I'm just trying to read it to make sense of it too.
That's okay.
No, you're good.
0.772 is less than P, and P is less than okay, how do I share this with you guys?
Okay.
So on your left-hand screen, there's a little arrow that does a screen share. The green box with the little white arrow.
Okay. Okay. Can you guys see this? I just Googled it.
Yep.
Google.
And this is what it says. I don't know why I'm touching it. Does that make sense?
Is the average of the confidence. Okay.
So, in our quiz, so what are the two confidence limits?
It's I assume it's where it has confidence interval for P1 minus P2. So
I think we add it and divide by 2. It says to get the average. Right?
Yeah, if that thing's right, that's what it sounds like. So it would basically be the halfway point between the two, is what it's saying?
Yeah, and then for the margin of error, you subtract the 2.
So that totally makes sense. But I think you have to, once you add them together, add them together, I think you have to still divide it by 2.
Yeah, That's what it says on this thing. That makes sense.
Okay.
So since the 1 is negative, does that mean we're still keeping the negative and adding them together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
So yeah, so you would keep it the same. So you would have negative 0.123 plus 0.185, and then whatever that answer is, you divide it by 2.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Okay, you've been in bed not even that long. Just like this, take a food. Okay, second bed. No playing, okay?
so if I did it right, I got 0.031.
That's what I got.
Okay. I guess we'll go with that and see what happens. I'm like, I don't completely understand, but that's okay. I will go back and look at it afterwards.
I was like, that makes sense, because, yeah, I was like, I know those two numbers also, you can get the margin of error, so that, but I was like, but why would they have the P1 with the P2? So, yeah.
Right.
We'll try that. See if that works.
Sounds good. All right, next one. What is the margin of error for the 95th percent confidence?
Now you just subtract those two numbers?
Yeah, so I think with this one, this is the one where you take, so you would take 0.185 minus negative 0.123.
Okay.
And then you would take that number and divide it by 2.
Right.
You still divide it by 2?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. So I got 0.154.
Me too.
Makes sense. I think that's what I got.
And 8 and 9 are really easy.
Just that should just be straight from what's on the spreadsheet, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it better be, because not then we're in trouble.
So just a heads up, since I left the room, my baby's been screaming the last 10 minutes. So they may come in and get me. I just have a feeling that it could happen any minute.
All right. All right. Ready to go on to the next one?
Yep.
Okay. So with alpha equaling 0.05, what decision do you make? So the p-value it has in the spreadsheet is 0.693.
Isn't it the first one?
What I would say.
Yeah, because it's bigger than the alpha. So fail to reject.
Yeah. Fail to reject, yeah. So yeah, first one. Oh, look how cute he is. How old is he?
He's 8 months old.
He's cute.
He's like, oh, computer.
Yeah, right. It's always how it works.
Yeah.
Like, I thought you wanted me. No, it's always the computer.
Yep.
Sweet. So then question number 11, I can read that.
Okay.
Which of the following statements best describes the outcome of this study? Well, because we failed to reject, right?
Mm-hmm.
It would be insufficient. And then it would be that we were trying to figure out if they were different, right?
Right.
So I think it's the last one.
Okay, I can read the next one.
Hold on, I'm still reading. Sorry.
No, you're
Oh,
fine.
you're good.
I have to like compare each of them in my head.
No,
You're fine.
I thought it was. Why is it insufficient?
Because we failed to reject the null. So that means, so like if we do reject the null, then that means that we have enough evidence. So we have sufficient evidence
Oh, okay.
to reject what the null was. But by not rejecting it, we don't have enough evidence. Does that make sense?
It's insufficient.
All right, you're right.
Yeah.
It's the last one. Sorry, I just had to read through. I kept not seeing the difference between the first one and the last one, but I see it now. Okay, sorry. Go for it.
Okay.
Number 12.
Okay, for the next 9 questions, you will review the mortality rates and day of admission, heart attacks, study with different data, out of a big number, who had a heart attack during a weekend or during a weekday and blank had died, out of 42,447 that had a heart attack on the weekend. 6,155 had died. Please use the data presented here.
All right.
Okay. Ooh, that's a lot. Okay, let P1 be the... I gotta zoom this in. I don't read so good. Okay. Let P1 be the proportion of patients who had a heart attack and were admitted on a weekend who died, and let P2 be the proportion patients who had a heart attack and were admitted on a weekend who died. This is depressing. The research question of this study is given here. Is the proportion of patients who have a heart attack and are admitted to the hospital on a weekday who died less than the proportion of patients who had a heart attack and are admitted to the hospital on a weekend who died? Use a sufficient level of A equals 0.05. Holy cow. Okay. Number 12. The conditions of conducting a hypothesis test are satisfied.
Alrighty. That means we have to go back and do that whole n times p.
So no.
No? Oh,
No.
yeah, because it's in the spreadsheet, isn't it?
It's in the spreadsheet, yeah. So if you just put in the data, it'll tell us the answer is yes. It's true. Because,
Okay.
yeah, just put all the answers in and you'll see. I mean, once you get to numbers that high, it's kind of impossible to not.
Use the spreadsheet. So obviously he wants us to use it.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, so let P1 be the portion of payments who had a heart attack and were admitted on a weekday. Okay, so X1 is 16,713. My computer does this stupid thing where sometimes while you're typing, it just jumps to a totally different place on the page.
Yes. I'm so glad it's not just my computer that does it.
I'm like, it drives me nuts. Like when I had English, my last semester of Pathway drove me crazy because it would be doing that all the time. So I'm like typing along, writing my little story, and all of a sudden I'm in a totally different place. And I'm like, dang it.
I was writing the paper over the weekend and I didn't even catch it. I was just typing, and then I realized that I was all over the place.
Yeah, any idea why it does that?
What kind of computer do you have?
It's a Asus, the ASUS.
I was like, maybe it has to do with the kind of computer, but I have a different computer.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Sometimes I have that problem, but I realize, and I don't know if this is what's happening. If it's a laptop, when I type, I tend to, my wrists tend to be kind of close, and they touch the mouse pad. So I'll be typing, and I accidentally touch the mouse pad. I don't even realize it, and then I'm like, oh, crap.
And that's what I thought it was, but I've been trying to watch really closely, and I don't think I'm hitting it. But maybe it's just, like, oversensitive. I don't know.
Like laptops.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of desktops. I love desktops.
They're nice for their own reasons, but laptops sure are convenient.
It's true. I know. I'm like, I say I love desktops, but I never use mine.
Yeah.
It just like stays because it's, you can't move it around. And so I'm like, well, I have to use the computer that I can be downstairs with my kids. And like,
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, so for the type of test for this one we're saying that weekdays are less than weekends. Was that what it was?
Yeah, I think so.
So P1 is less than P2?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, hopefully I put the right numbers in the right place. Okay, yep, so you're correct. They're all bigger than 10. Woo-hoo.
Yeah. By a little bit.
Yeah, just a little, yeah. They just barely passed that test, not. All right. Are you good, Janae, or?
Yeah.
I'm still working it? Okay. All right, so next one. Oh, hold on. It would help if I actually mark it rather than just saying it out loud. There we go. True. Okay, next one. Which set of hypotheses are appropriate for addressing the research question? And that we just said it was P1 is less than P2 for the alternate.
Yeah.
So it'd be the fourth one?
The fourth one. That's what I'd say.
All right. Maria, you want to read the next one?
I sure can. Use the data in the table to find p hat 1.
So, assuming I put everything right, I got 0.141.
That's what I got. Did you get that, Janae?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Because this is the p hat minus p over s, like that equation, right?
You mean like if we were to figure it out manually?
Yeah.
The p hat 1 would be the number of people who died divided by the number of people overall for each of the sample, or for the first sample.
Okay.
Is how you get the p hat 1.
Okay, one sec.
It's on, and it's on the Excel sheet too.
Okay.
I kind of feel like I'm cheating every time I use it, but
I know, me too. I'm like, well, all right.
One more number really fast. Try to. Okay. Okay. It's point. What's it? Did you say 0.141?
Yeah, that's what I got for p hat 1.
Okay. I got it. I got the Excel sheet up now. Right.
And then p hat 2 is the next question. So if you want to go grab it too.
Wait, do you want to take him back? Calm down, take him back.
Yeah. Now that he's done crying. Seems pretty chill, just hanging out.
I know. He was screaming a long time. That's why I knew they were going to bring him to me.
They're like, I can't take it anymore.
Thank you. Just cross your fingers. Not going to freak out again.
Yeah.
Okay, are we going on?
Yeah, I think have you got it in yours, Janae?
Yeah.
All right. And you guys got number 15 too? The
Yeah.
0.145?
Yep.
Okay. So next one is find the z-score, which is also right there, negative 2.020.
Yes. Yep. That's what I got.
Number 17. Given the z-score from the last question, which would you shade? The left or the right, or the z-score for the z-score for the p-value?
To the left, right? Because we're doing less than.
Yeah, the way I remember is when I look at what it is, it's in this one, it's P1, less than P2. I look at it like it's an arrow, and the arrow's pointing the direction that we would shade.
That makes sense.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, I'm like, otherwise I get mixed up. I'm like, okay, which way is it pointing? Okay, left, we're good.
Hey, but that's a good way to look at it. That's smart.
Yeah, it's one of those, I don't know, I'm not sure that, works any other way, but it works in that case, so.
Yep.
All right, 18. Somebody else want to read it?
Yeah, I can. What is the p-value for this test? Get that off of Excel.
Mm-hmm. And so, so when we were doing it from SPSS, if it was a one-sided test, we'd have to divide the p-value by 2. But I assume because in the spreadsheet we're already telling it that it's a one-sided test by choosing the type of test, that we don't have to divide it by 2. Is that right?
Yes.
So
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. Yeah, and I guess I could test that by changing what kind of test I chose. Let me try that, just because I'm curious.
Yeah, I just did that too.
Yeah.
I was like, that is a good point.
Yeah, because I'm so used to SPSS having to divide it in half if it's a one-sided test. So this one does it automatically.
I wouldn't have thought that. I would have been like, oh yeah, that works. P-value. Moving on.
All right, 19. What is the decision for this test? So the p-value is smaller than the alpha, so we would reject the null hypothesis, right?
Yep. I'd say.
Which of the following best summarizes the conclusion of this test? So in this case, because we're rejecting it, then it's going to be there is sufficient evidence, right?
Mm-hmm. And then we're looking for the sufficient, and then we're looking for the one that says less than, because
okay,
that's what. Yeah. So I think so. It's the third one.
Yeah.
Okay, yep, I think you're right. All right, who's going to submit?
I can.
Okay.
You do.
We did it.
100%. Woohoo!
Woohoo! Yay!
Helps when we have something doing it for us.
I know it does. I'm like, that's a lot less math.
I was really worried that was going to take us forever.
Yeah, because it was so long. But I think you said it at the beginning of it's a bunch of little tiny questions.
Yeah.
So.
But I didn't even think about the Excel sheet at the moment, and so.
Oh yeah, that's true. You're thinking we have to do all that math ourselves.
Forever. That's why I went and got my piece of paper and everything. Like I was prepared to write
Yeah.
Like I got this
all night long.
Yeah. The only reason why I remembered was because the homework. Because I opened up the homework and I was like, I don't know.
Yeah. Cool.
I can say the closing prayer.
That'd be awesome. Thanks.
Perfect. Good.
Dear kind, most gracious Heavenly Father, we're grateful for Maria and Stacy, and we're grateful for their ability to help this group learn, and we're grateful for this class and the knowledge that we've been able to gain. And we'd ask you to please bless Rachel and help her to be safe and have lots of fun on her vacation. And please bless us as we prepare for this next exam and help us to do well on it. We say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
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 All right. Well, we'll see you Wednesday, and I assume Rachel will tell us if she hears back from the teacher. Oh, I know what I was going to ask you guys. So what did you do with your assignment thing? Because I didn't turn one in at all because I knew Rachel was, but now it says I have a late assignment. Like I have this nasty red thing that I don't like.
Yeah, I do too.
So do I.
Okay.
I figure if it was wrong, then he'll tell us and not dock us points. Because I read through the instructions and I was like, it makes it sound like only one person submits it.
Yeah, and I assume that's what it was because that's what they do with the group
he
thing.
also sent out an email or like the announcements and said it again.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Like
yeah,
he specifically said, have one person from your group submit it.
Okay.
So
it bugs me having that red thing up there. Every time I see it, I'm like, oh no, what did I miss? And then I realize, oh, that one. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't the only one that did it that way. So
cool. Good.
All righty. Well, have a good evening, ladies. I'll see you Wednesday.
Good night. Bye.
Sounds good.
Bye.
Bye.